If you're interested in seeing how me and my team audit an 8-figure e-com brand using both AI and a very defined system, this video is for you. Let's hop into it. Hey guys, my name is Chris Marrano, founder of Blue Water Marketing. We are an agency that helps scale 7- and 8-figure Shopify brands using Google, Meta, and Klaviyo with a financial-led marketing strategy, meaning we're not just diving into the platform, we're also understanding the MER, AMER, CAC, and LTV to profitably scale stores using these platforms. Like I said, this video is all about how to perform an audit for an 8-figure Shopify brand. And this is key because, as you'll see in this ad account, there are so many ads. We literally just performed an audit last week with a brand that had 6,700 ads ran in the last year. So trying to break apart all that data, understanding the videos, the images, the headlines, the descriptions, the call to actions, the efficiencies, the inefficiencies, which creative performed, which one is worth iterating on, and how we structure these accounts is super critical. And I'm going to walk you through each and every step. So hold on, let's get into it. Okay, so historically, I always want to start looking at a 6 to 12 month time frame. That's going to be super important. So step one, 6 to 12 month time frame, and do this within your own account, because what you're going to find is some massive inefficiencies and ways to improve your accounts. So we always start in that time frame because I want to see the volume. I want to understand all of the things that worked and all of the things that did not work before we dive into how to effectively scale these campaigns. So as you guys can see, we have spent a total of $2.354 million since July 1st, 2024 till the end of January 2025. With that, generated $5.2 million at an average of a 2.24 ROAS. So obviously there's a ton of data here, and looking at all of this is going to be overwhelming. So what I want to first do is go into reports, and I have this already created. Essentially, what we're trying to figure out is what had delivery during this time frame and understanding how things are looking within the ad account. So we select campaign, ad set name, ad name, week, audience segments, and then down here, we'll pull a different creative report in order to understand all of the assets. So this is the first step, is going into your reports, pulling them, understanding what's working. Is there audience segments, new audiences, existing customers? How did the new customer acquisition reflect based on the new customer acquisition goal? So that's the first step. The second step is going to be to take this data and export it. This is going to be critical. And we used to go through all of this in a very manual process, taking all of the data, putting it into pivot tables, using different charts to establish what the creative assets were that should be moved into a more structured, rigorous campaign. The difference now is we have AI. And over the last year, I've been using AI to audit and tweak and test and figuring out how to effectively audit these campaigns with such an immense amount of data. The variable of making a mistake with all that data, doing it by a human, is pretty significant. We might miss an ad. We might overlook something in a messaging that really resonated. We use Claude AI now, and I've been finding that Claude is super effective at digesting large amounts of data, and that is what is critical when you're looking at a 7- and 8-figure e-com brand. The data is what paints the picture of what you need to do next. So in this scenario, from here, we are going to go into Claude, and the prompt that I'm using is relatively long. You probably might not need this, but you are the world's most effective meta buyer of all time. Attached is your favorite client's performance data from the past year. Analyze the data to determine the good and the bad within the account. I would like you to focus on CPA targets of less than $40. Also, I'd like you to identify inefficiencies within the account in order for us to put together an audit, blah, blah, blah. So from here, we start to go through. In this scenario of this brand's audit, they had a total of 1,721 ads ran in the last 12 months. only 42% of those ads delivered at a CPA target of less than $40, which is the break even. That's the CAC that this brand needs to hit in order to scale profitably. Now, if you don't know any of these numbers and you are a 7-figure brand and you have no idea how to replicate something like this, book a call with me down below, click the link, fill out the form. I'll hop on a call with you. We can go through kind of some of these steps to understand what is going on in your ad account that is preventing you from hitting your growth goals. So going back, average ROAS was a 1.08, super concerning because that's break even. And for a 7-figure Shopify brand, that is really critical that it's higher than a 1.08. Conversion rate was pretty decent at a 2.42, industry benchmarks 3.5. So understanding how to use these tools now to make things more efficient and more effective is super important. As we scroll down, we start to look and we can have an understanding that 42% of the ads delivered a CPA of less than $40, 57.32% was over $40. So from an efficiency standpoint, my team now knows, okay, all of these ads delivering inefficiently either need to be categorized into baseline KPIs, click-through rate, CPM, CPC, to establish, are they still above account average? If they are, we'll move those into a cost control campaign because the leading indicators show that there's value in this ad, although draining the budget, and that could be a structure problem, that could be an inefficiency of management of the media buying, meaning somebody didn't turn off the ads fast enough. That could be an indicator. But what we want to do is we get this information first, then we sort through all of these ads and we understand these 17 or 18 or 37 ads didn't deliver the efficiency, but the overall preliminary KPIs show that people did like this ad. We're going to move that into a cost control campaign. The rest of these we're going to move into a scale campaign because now we know this bucket over here of winning ads, these worked. These ones didn't. Is it worth throwing out, or do we try to iterate off of them? If this is super complex, you have no idea what these metrics means, and you want my team to manage your ads, click the link down below in the comments, schedule a call with my team, see if we can help you scale your store. Let's get back into it. Moving forward, you can see the KPI metrics, 1.08 versus the target, conversion rate versus the target, and the thumb stop ratio of the videos were not great, which means we need to improve on the hook. So from here, in this scenario, we have a spend efficiency analysis because I want to know how much money in theory was wasted over the last 12 months, which was 60% of the budget. Now you can see efficient spend, 168,000, inefficient spend, 246,000. From here, we have our top performing ROAS based on the creative, and we can start to digest this data in a more formal setting than what we would be able to do from a manual basis on this level. Now, of course, smaller accounts do not need this level of detail. We can quickly break down based on a naming convention how the structure is and our best practices. But when you're dealing with 7 and 8 figure e-com brands, efficiency matters. They want to understand what is the action plan behind what we are doing and what's the roadmap that we're going to take them from where they are to where they want to be. And that is so critical. From here, we understand, okay, new customer distribution of revenue, inefficient spend, existing customer and new customer data, our top performing campaigns, and we like to look at the ad format distribution. Carousels, GIFs, videos, statics, all of this data will be pulled together to create an audit report that will absolutely paint the picture of what my team is going to do. So we have the platform metrics. I just showed you guys all of the data that we are inputting. We're pulling the creative report. We're doing it by month and by week and by day against the creative. We're also uploading all of the headlines, the descriptions, and the call to actions to understand the themes of the messaging that previously worked and the ones that did not work. Those are super important. So now we have the creative asset, that report, campaigns, audiences, ad sets, and ads. Then we pull copy, headlines, descriptions, call to actions, identify the themes within each of those. And lastly, and most importantly, is we begin pulling Shopify reports. Those Shopify reports are going to be by the day, the month, new customer revenue, existing customer revenue, average order value over time, total sales by day and week and month, so we can start to aggregate all of this information to paint a picture of the trends in the things that are occurring within the platform in relation to the store to put together an audit and strategy that will help hit the growth goals. If there's a lot of information and you have no idea how to do all of this, I highly recommend checking out this video up here where I break down how to use Claude to establish different parameters for your media buying. And if you'd like to book a call with me, I would be happy to hop on with you, go over your goals, go over what your ad account looks like, and see if we might be able to hit your 2025 growth goals. Hit the link down below. If you have any questions, leave a comment, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. I love engaging with each and every one of you guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.